Japanese style fried pork chops, and what this consists of are pork chops that are boneless, and they're cut very thin. These are actually, I would say, a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thick pork chops, so it's important that they're very thin, boneless pork chops. Along with this, you're going to need some pepper, some seasoned salt, some garlic powder, onion powder, a little cayenne pepper. I have some just regular flour, all-purpose flour. I have a beaten egg or two, and some Panko Bread Crumbs. These are very crispy breadcrumbs. And then we're going to fry these up. So what you got to do in this process here is first you got to season your flour. So I'm going to take my pepper, put a little bit in that flour. I'm also going to put some on my pork chops themselves. I'm going to take some seasoned salt, put it in my flour. Also a little bit on my pork chops themselves. I'm going to take my garlic powder, put it in the flour here. And again, I'm just seasoning the flour so that it has some flavor when I actually cook it here. Onion powder. And just a tiny bit of cayenne pepper. That's some spicy stuff, but I like it like that. Alright, so I'm just going to mix my flour up here. Get the clumps out of it. You simply take your pork chop and lay it in the flour, and you're going to coat both sides of the pork chop. Just a little dusting is all you need to do. And this is just your normal process of any type of battering anything. You do a dry coating, then you put it in the wet coating, which is this scrambled egg here. Beaten egg, actually. I'm going to flip it over, drip off the excess, and then put it straight into the Panko Bread Crumbs. Make sure that gets a nice coating of the breadcrumbs on there, because that's what gives it the nice crunch to it. And if you want, you can actually double coat this. Go through the process again, flour, egg, back into breadcrumbs, and that gives it a thicker coating if you'd want to do that. I like it just one coating around. Now, after we have our pork chops coated in our Panko breadcrumbs, those nice crispy breadcrumbs, you're going to take a pan, and I'm going to put this, you don't want it too hot, but you don't want it too low. You want to get maybe a little bit below medium heat. Again, these are really thin pork chops, and if you burn the outside too quick, the middle won't cook, etc. So you got to find that right medium. So I'm going to put a little layer of oil on the bottom of my pan. I'm just using sunflower oil. It has a high burning point temperature. Now once we're at temperature here, simply just take my pork chop, lay it in the oil. You want to hear a sizzle to it. I'm going to go ahead and flip. You see that nice brown crispiness. And same thing on this side. You're going to cook it for, I'd say, about 3 minutes. Cook it all the way through. And we'll remove them, put them on the paper towel. It's looking like we're good on both sides. So at this time I will remove the pork chops out of the water, or out of the oil, excuse me. And this is a good time to take some salt and season.
one-time instance.
Yeah, but
And there you have.
I don't know. He'd have to have somebody who knows. I don't know the people that know